In Aleva Heights, family's dream home has turned into a nightmare.
And tonight, KITV4 investigates how high hopes for your home can turn into a remodeling horror story. KITV4's Daryl Huff has been working on this project for several months. He's uncovered important information that every homeowner or potential homeowner needs to see.
The homeowners you're about to meet told me they did check out their contractor and they thought they'd done everything right. The man they are accusing says it's their fault. Either way, 5 years later, this family is stuck with a big mess and big fines.
And then you get Diamond Head.
The view from A.J. Bassett's house is spectacular, but the view of the house is horrible. Bare wood, exposed beams, cracked concrete, a missing stairway, and a rickety-looking carport. This was going to be an enclosed garage.
Yes.
And you got
that
the improperly built carport. AJ and his wife, Mary Jean, had grand plans for their 75-year-old home. They interviewed several contractors. Lilivao Aulaumea showed them his prior jobs and what he said was his contractor's license number. He also seemed to care.
He felt we had a little bit more attachment to because he worked with my father.
The balconies went up, a storeroom and carport replaced a dangerously sloped driveway. But the Bassetts still hadn't seen a contract, a blueprint, or a permit.
And he kept saying the paperwork is in process, the paperwork is in process.
And that should be a red flag for a homeowner. If your contractor is not able to get you a permit, there's a problem.
The Bassetts say even after the city's first notice of violation for the lack of permits, Aulaumea insisted he would get them until the inspector returned a second time.
The inspector came back to see because he said it would be here, and that was the last time we've seen the contractor.
After Aulaumea left the property in this condition, the Bassetts figured he may have left the country too, but we managed to find him, and he tells a different story. He claims that he's never been a contractor, even though he does put work crews together for $100 a day per man and does buy the materials. But he says he never told the Bassetts or anyone else that he was a licensed contractor.
I don't intend to get one because it's a lot of headache.
Permits cannot be issued to an unlicensed contractor, so consumer protection officials say the contractors will often suggest that the homeowner become his own contractor, an owner-builder. Aulaumea, who wouldn't go on camera with us, says that's what he wanted the Bassetts to do. He says he quit the job because he wasn't getting paid.
I said, let's just forget it. Oh, I see. I'll walk away with my hands washed. I tried to help this guy out a lot because I knew his dad. They completely turned the table around on me.
The Bassetts say they quit paying Aulaumea because he wasn't coming up with the permits.
We didn't try to go around anybody. We didn't try to be sneaky. We didn't try to hide anything.
Not only did Aulaumea not leave town, he apparently remained active in the construction business. In 2008, the Central Samoan Assembly of God Church in Kalihi Valley got a $19,000 court judgment against Aulaumea for allegedly taking money for church pews but not delivering. And the State Regulated Industries Office, in another homeowner case, obtained an order for nearly $10,000 in fees and fines against Aulaumea and got an injunction to stop his unlicensed contracting.
Any information that the public has that would indicate that he is involved in contracting, we would be interested in knowing about.
Meanwhile, the additions to the Bassett home are no closer to being finished or legal than they were 5 years ago. We'll explain why the city might be partly responsible for that a little later in this newscast.
Now the family faces more than $60,000 in fines. Daryl will explain that part of the story coming up tonight at about 10:50.